you think about how much longer you can do this?
Oh, man.
One AJ returns in AJ Lee, and another AJ retires in AJ Styles.
Do you want to have a match at 50?
No.
So
Nope.
you're saying there's only a few more years left then?
That's correct.
He is at the tail end of his career. And look at this post that AJ Styles himself posted on September 7th, 2025. Sands of an hourglass with his logo. Time is running out on his career. And he's been saying it all along, but people are starting to realize that, wait a second. Didn't AJ Styles say he wouldn't wrestle at 50? And 50 is creeping up way sooner than people think.
I will not wrestle to 50. I promise you that.
So I thought, let's pay some love to AJ Styles. We've all been talking about John Cena's last year. Let's book AJ Styles last year. First off, we got to turn him heel at Elimination Chamber and do nothing with it. No. We're actually going to book a proper farewell tour for AJ Styles. Oh, and before you go any further, I produce wrestling content daily. So if you like daily wrestling content, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding ding ding, notification. You can win a belt at 20,000 subscribers. I'm gonna give this away for real. I've already given it away too. All right, so AJ Styles, his retirement tour. I actually would love AJ to turn heel. I think the best version of AJ is a heel. I usually think that though with every wrestler, to tell you the truth, but AJ in particular. That said, nobody wants to boo AJ, so he's a face the remainder of his run. This is how we're going to start it. He is still in a semi-feud with Dominic Mysterio. We are going to have Dominic actually beat him the next opportunity. Dominic's about to go to AAA, right? He's about to go to AAA and fight for the title. We'll have AJ interfere, which causes one more matchup between Dominic and AJ. Let's throw it in a steel cage, right? And we're all like, okay, well, no duh that AJ will win this match. And no, Dom wins. Dirty Dom wins. And not just does he win, but he actually wins by just winning fair and square. Dom beats AJ and he gloats. He's like, there you go, old man. You can't deal with the youth and machismo of Dirty Dom, the most handsome luchador of all time. And he bounces, and AJ looks defeated, right? And yeah, he did lose, but he looks more. He's had an epiphany, and he's like, wow, I really lost to Dirty Dom. I really can't beat him. That young buck. He thinks to himself, and then he goes away. He goes away for a good couple weeks, right? And now he returns. He returns, and he says he has an announcement. He said that he had hoped to wait till after John Cena had retired, but he couldn't wait any longer. It's like, just like John Cena, I'm getting up there. I made a promise to my family that I would not wrestle past 50 years old. He lays it all out, so this is a blurring of real and kayfabe, right? Real and kayfabe. And AJ says he did not mind losing, right? He did not mind losing. He knows that in life, you can't always win. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and he's okay with it. But he had noticed that for the last couple years, he seems to be losing more than winning. And so he made a promise to himself that when he lost at SummerSlam or Clash at Paris, he said, if I lose 3 more times, then I'm hanging up my boots and I'm done. I'm walking away from wrestling. He's like, because my obligations are filled as of February. And so what happens is, when he lost to Dirty Dom in that steel cage, that was match number 1 of 3 losses he's allowed to have before he has to completely hang up the boots. And it's like, yes, But he also says, I'm not just going to hide though. I love wrestling. I'm going to wrestle until I cannot wrestle anymore, or until I lose 2 more times. And so now AJ he basically put a bounty on himself, because like whoever beats AJ the next 2 times, well, they get to be the ones to say, I I retired AJ. And Dominic Mysterio is going to start saying that. He's going to have this stupid like shirt that says, I am 1/3 of the reason why AJ retired or something like that. He's going to start saying that and make it a part of his character. You know, I'm 1/3 of the reason why the great AJ Styles retired, and that would be funny. But back to AJ Styles, and he's just going to have this, he's just going to enters himself into the Royal Rumble, and they're like, whoa, AJ, you're entering yourself into the Royal Rumble? And he's like, yeah, I'm entering myself. And they're like, does this count? Does this count as a match if you lose? And he's like, well, if I'm not winning, then I'm losing, and if I lose, I'm out. I got 2 losses left in me. And so everybody's like, oh my gosh, what kind of pressure are you putting on yourself? And the final 4 will be AJ Styles, like Seth Rollins or CM Punk, whichever one doesn't have the belt. Like Roman Reigns, Logan Paul probably, because they love putting Logan Paul at the end. I would love it if it was Drew or Jacob Fatu. And somehow, some way, it becomes the final 2. And it's just AJ Styles, and we'll say Jacob Fatu, right? Or Bron Breakker, or someone that's like kind of an up-and-comer, and somehow, some way, AJ will pull it off, and AJ will win the Royal Rumble. Therefore, he still has 2 losses left in him. And then the next night on Raw, they ask, who are you going to fight? He goes to the Raw champion, he's like, not you. And so everybody's like, oh, he's going to Smackdown, then he's going to fight for that title. And he's like, I'll see you Friday. And so Friday comes. He goes up to that champion and he says, not you. Everybody's like, wait, what? He's not going after either of the titles? That means he's going after the NXT title? That's only been done one time. Charlotte did it. And so he's like, I'll see you Tuesday to the WWE Universe. And then he goes to NXT. And it might be Obafemi. It might not. I don't know who it would be at that point. I think Obafemi will get called up before that. So whoever it is, though, they're waiting for AJ Styles. And they're in the ring. AJ, his music hits, he walks to the ring, and he says, not you. And everybody's like, what? And he's like, Trick Williams, get out here.
Let's talk about it.
And it's like, what? We got to Trick Williams, and Trick Williams is the TNA champion. And he comes out there, and he's like, you have disrespected that belt long enough, and TNA has a special place in my heart. That is the promotion that I built.
There's a partnership now with WWE and TNA. You are the name at the top of the list they want to see back in TNA. You think it'll happen?
I'd like it to.
And he's like, I challenge you at WrestleMania for the TNA title. AJ Styles picked the TNA title. That never been done and probably couldn't be done. This is the only opportunity to do it right here, because AJ Styles is synonymous with TNA, even though he has spent more time in WWE. And what's cool about this whole like going after the TNA title, that means the Elimination Chamber can then determine who goes for the undisputed belt, and then the World Championship belt can just be decided by like a blood feud or a gauntlet match or something like that. But back to AJ Styles. So then we go to WrestleMania, Trick Williams versus AJ Styles. But on the build-up, Trick realigns himself with Carmelo Hayes.
Everybody else is beneath us. Straight up. We are them, bro.
We are them,
Come
bro.
on,
We are
let's
them.
talk about it.
And we can have Carmelo Hayes versus AJ Styles at Elimination Chamber, because Trick is like, Carmelo, I need you to give AJ another loss, so at WrestleMania when I beat him, well, we retire him. We get to retire him. AJ will beat Carmelo Hayes, and AJ will beat Trick Williams for the TNA title.
A monumental moment for TNA and a monumental moment for AJ Styles.
And then after WrestleMania at Backlash, we could actually have a triple threat between AJ, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes, because like Trick could blame Carmelo for losing the TNA title, and then Carmelo could be like, I didn't lose it, you lost it. And so now it's like a triple threat where it's like, are they friends? Are they not? AJ has to beat both of them, but those guys are collapsing, so that could be Backlash. And so now we still have 2 losses for AJ Styles. And AJ then goes to Monday Night Raw and he says, I won. I did it. But here's the deal. I have an announcement. I have an announcement regarding the TNA title. And since it's been defended mostly on NXT and TNA, I will go to NXT tomorrow and I will make the announcement. So he goes then to NXT and he says, I am going to go to TNA. This TNA title has been held hostage too long and not been a part of TNA programming for long enough. My contract is actually expired. It expired in February. I am on a pay-by-date experience now. So I'm going to go to TNA and I will fight as the TNA champion there. So until I lose this belt, I will not be back on WWE programming. And he might come back once or twice, but for the most part, he's gone off of WWE TV for about 2 months. For 2 months, he's going to wrestle in TNA, and they can book him however he wants, and he will eventually lose. He will lose in TNA the title to a homegrown TNA talent. Then, AJ Styles, he loses. Now he only has 1 match left. When he comes back, though, is when someone is looking for a challenger at SummerSlam. Someone's like, I need someone to step up. It might be Gunther. It might be CM Punk. It might be Seth Rollins. It don't matter who it is. At this point, the challenge is out there, and he's like, that person's like, I beat everybody. Everybody says they're the best, but they is not better than me. And then the phenomenal one hits, and he's like, you might have beaten the best, but have you beaten the most phenomenal? Because they love to do that with AJ Styles. And boom, we have our match. AJ Styles versus the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever it is. I would rather be a heel, though. I would rather be a heel. And AJ Styles, is he going to retire at SummerSlam? Because he doesn't have any losses left in him. His contract is already up. They're paying him out of respect and trust that he will show up. The extension is over. He's going to be done with wrestling next year at the very latest. June. He will not wrestle past June. And now he has a championship match at SummerSlam, and he wins. AJ Styles wins. I want to give the fans so much to cheer about and so much to celebrate AJ Styles that we did not get to celebrate with John Cena because of his stupid heel turn. And but I digress. I'm not bitter, just a lot. I'm a lot bitter about that heel turn that went nowhere. It was an amazing moment, but that's all it was, just a moment. Come on, guys. I don't want to ruin wrestling. I love wrestling. Oh, shucks. Anyways, so AJ Styles is now the champion, and he comes out the next night on Smackdown, or the next night on Raw. Probably Raw, because let's be honest, they're not going to give him the undisputed title. So he comes out with the world title, and he's like, this is what I'm going to do. I want to fight all challengers. But when I say all challengers, I don't mean just the normal main event scene. I want to fight the hungry, the cats that I've never fought before. So on the second week of every month, that Monday Night Raw, I am going to defend my title. And on every PLE, I'm going to defend my title. And so what we do here is on Raw, he can fight people like Grande Americano, Chad Gable, Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, or Otis even. People that normally wouldn't necessarily get a PLE. But on the PLEs, that's where he can fight Gunther, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, whoever you want. It would be nice if we raised up Chad Gable to the point that it could be a PLE match, but regardless, that's where. So you got the main event people on the pay-per-views, and you got the mid-card on the Raws. But no matter what, we're getting 2 title defenses from AJ Styles every single time. And it would be cool if we could call some people back. What if we got like James Ellsworth?
You gotta be kidding me.
That would be hilarious if James Ellsworth came, or Omos. Omos comes in and is like, yeah, used to boss me around when we were tag team champions. That would be a sweet matchup. That one even might be able to steal a pay-per-view, a PLE with that one. And so that's pretty much it. The main beefy storyline of AJ's retirement tour is the TNA portion with Trick Williams. But the second half is going to be super cool too, because it's just going to be match after match. AJ Styles is literally considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I mean, people literally put him in there with Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair.
AJ, man, he is without a doubt the most gifted wrestler I've ever been in the ring with.
So straight up, AJ Styles universally regarded as one of, if not the best wrestlers ever. AJ Styles' second half is just going to be match after phenomenal match. He does have a character, but he seems to be more of a wrestler than a character. Wrestler than a sports entertainer. So I think it would be cool that if the second half of his retirement tour was mainly just dream matchups. And I've already said some, but like I have to get Gunther. Straight up, I need Gunther versus AJ. And we can even have Gunther come up to AJ Styles. He can literally just be like, you know, AJ, I do respect you. Like, a lot of times you have to beat the respect into Gunther, but Gunther actually starts the feud with, I respect you, and I just want to fight you. I just want to wrestle the best. And that would be cool right there. And who's going to actually retire AJ Styles? I think it should happen at like towards the end of the year. I don't think it needs to be December, but if we need to push it to December, that's fine. It could be Survivor Series, but if it is Survivor Series, it has to go on after War Games. Or we could do WrestlePalooza if they're going to try to keep it into a big thing. But it honestly won't matter where he retires. I do hope it's a PLE, but it could be a Saturday's Main Event. It could be a Raw. AJ Styles is such a nice dude. He's going to appreciate whatever we give him. He's not like Goldberg, who's going to be like, I need 5,000 people that I invite to come to my retirement. Otherwise, it's ruined. No, AJ's just going to appreciate it. You could literally give AJ a cake and that says, thank you for all your services. And he would be like, oh, wow, my own cake? That's how good of a dude AJ is. So let's go above and beyond and give AJ all the flowers. Give him a main event in a PLE, and that could be his finale. But yeah, okay, so who will it be, though? I'm thinking an up-and-comer. AJ Styles loves to give back to the business, so what better way than to help somebody, you know, to pass the torch? Who? It could be Bron Breakker or Jacob Fatu. Those are my two choices here. If Bron Breakker retires John Cena this year, then give it to Jacob Fatu. But if it's Gunther that retires John Cena this year, then give it to Bron Breakker, AJ Styles. Either way, whoever is the guy that retires AJ Styles, make that the guy, go all the way back to the Royal Rumble, make that the guy that was in the finals with him. The final two, remember how I said, oh, it's probably going to be this guy or that guy? So if Bron Breakker is the one who's going to retire AJ Styles, then make Bron Breakker the second to last person, the person that AJ eliminates to win the Royal Rumble, and then you got a little bit of a callback, some long-term storytelling right there. His loss won't be his final appearance, but the next week will, or maybe 2 weeks from then, and they give him a big old, you know, thank you, AJ, and see ya, bye. So, yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. All of our heroes are retiring, but that's just life. Just life. Like the Instagram that he posted, the sands of the hourglass. It keeps on, I don't know, falling into the bottom part of the hourglass. All right, boys. All right, girls. What would you do different in your booking of AJ Styles' retirement year? Please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, you know, it's going to be a sad time. It's going to be a sad time, but let's cherish the time we got and the memories we have of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. See ya. Bye.